Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about my journal system so far because it's January 18th, I believe, 17th. So, we're over 2 weeks into the new year and I want to show you guys my journals and talk about a journal that I completely forgot to include in my ecosystem video. So, let's get into it. I guess the first one that we can go over is the one I completely forgot about. And it's my reading journal. So this is my reading notebook for 2026. I do need to fill out some of these because I've already read 4 books this year, so I'm going to print out the little pictures. I designed it and decorated it for my other channel, for my booktube. So if you're interested in that, I'll leave the link below. I have 26 books for 2026. Here are all the books I want to read, and here are the covers. Books bought, and then my A to Z challenge. I need to see if I've read any. Well, I have. I need to see which books I can write for this challenge, the titles. I have my series tracker. I need to check off some of these too. Yeah, so I need to work in this a little bit. And then monthly favorites. I think this is the page I'm really excited about, like figuring out which book each month is my favorite. Then I'm also going to have like monthly spreads where I have like my wrap up for the month. Let me see if I can find an example. Well, I don't really like the November one that much. Okay, well, I guess I can use this as an example. So what I did for this month is I have the pictures for my TBR. This isn't necessarily everything I read in November. So this is what I would want to do differently. I don't want to do a TBR page, like the books that I should read that month. I want to create a spread after the month is over and put the books that I read that month and then put my stats. So yeah, I would like to create spreads at the end of each month, put the books that I read, my stats, and have it look nice and decorated for each month, not books that I'm supposed to read that month. But this is a journal I'm going to be working in 2026, and I just completely forgot to include it in my ecosystem. So I wanted to share that. And yeah, I really like this. This is not a journal I work in daily, not even weekly, more like once a month. I think I'll work in this journal. The next journal is my new 5-year journal. I love this size for a 5-year journal. This is the Pendleton One Line a Day. I've completed one already. Now, I really like this like tan, like canvas color journal, and I wanted the exact same one, but they changed the paper of this journal. So I got the same like brand, but a different cover, like a different design, I guess. This one is pretty different because the paper is stark white, which I like. I like white paper. And the title, the date is blue. Now, the line in between each day is orange, which isn't my favorite. I don't think it should be orange. I think it should have just been dark blue, but it doesn't bother me as much as, like, at first I was worried. So I actually, oh, I didn't fill out the first or the second. Oh no. I've been keeping up with this daily and just realized I missed January 1st and 2nd. Okay, I can backfill that. But what I did is I took a blue pen and was going over that orange line. And then just realized I didn't care. And it's not a big deal to have the orange line. It matches the cover. So I'm just glad that the paper is not like brown, like a weird orange brown that the new version of this is. And I like this cover. I like the like stripes. So the main thing is that they are the same size so that when they're on a shelf together, they like match. I want to continue my 5-year journals in the same like line, the same brand, so that they can all be the same size. It's like almost personal size, but like not quite. I really like it. I'm really happy to be in this, and I've been writing every day except for the first and the second. But yeah, so this is the other journal. It came in the mail, and I wanted to show you guys. Excited to have this. In my week's book, I have not added anything to the first page. For the like month at a glance. I don't know what these pages are called, but I'm putting the titles of the YouTube videos that I post here, but I'm doing them in pencil in case I change my mind and I want to use this for something else. But I really like this. Like I concept of like having all the days just like in a row, in a line. But I really like this like concept of having all of the days of the month like in a line like that. Nothing much has changed on my calendar. I just added like one doctor's appointment. This is my first weekly spread of January and I love it. Like it makes me so happy. This when I finished this, I was like, this feels like me. Like so much like me. On the left, I just wrote out what happened that week. I didn't have anything for the 29th of December, and then I needed to cover up information that's not mine to share. And on the right side, I have pictures for that week. And you can see that like the decorating is really simple, which is very different to my A5, where I had so much space to decorate that sometimes there was like too much space. So I kind of like this like smaller space to decorate. So I have just these little pictures and I just print these with my inkjet e- oh, inkjet printer. I have a picture of my daughter and I'm covering her face with stars, but her face isn't showing in this one. So here she was playing with her xylophone, which she got for Christmas, which was really sweet. And this is her in her standing activity center, which is something new this week that she was able to do. So that was really exciting. I have my thumbnails for my journal ecosystem and my January TBR video. This was a gift from my sister-in-law, so I took a picture of when I opened the box. I was not expecting this, and I'm so happy with this gift. It was really nice. It's a bottle washer. I finished Brave New World this week, and unfortunately didn't really like it as much as I thought I was gonna like it, but it is something I did that week. I have a picture of Halo. I think my husband was playing right here, but I feel like I played quite a bit of video games this week, so I wanted to add a picture of that. And then I have a picture of this song that I just kind of like had on repeat this week. And it's a feel good song. I haven't listened to it a lot this week, but he says like he's just happy to be alive. He didn't win the lottery, but he's happy, his toast is in the toaster, his phone is on silent, so he's enjoying the peace. And I felt like it was just a really good, like feel good song. The second page, oh, and so I added just little like smiley faces that I printed from Pinterest and cut out. And then my star stickers because I love star stickers, but I was really happy with this. The second week, I decided to do butterflies instead of smiley faces, and I did add a few over here once the week ended. But again, I have my pictures. Now, I printed some of these smaller than this spread, so I actually tore off a bunch of them and reprinted them. I have a lot more pictures of my daughter this week, so I have a lot of stars up here. There were so many cute pictures of her this week. I have my thumbnail for my top 5 books of 2025. That was fun to film. I have the Game of Thrones like poster for the final season because I finished that this week, and I just love Game of Thrones. It's such a feel good show for me, and I rewatch it like every year. And yeah, I really enjoy rewatching that show. I added a bookcase to my living room, and that made me really happy. This is still a work in progress, but it was such a small thing to add to our living room that makes it feel so much more homey. So I added a picture of that. I was still listening to this song on repeat, so I have it again here. I finished Eclipse, the third book in the Twilight series. It's my least favorite so far. So, but I did finish it. I did do that this week, so I added a picture of it. And I bought Uncrustables. These are so good. They're like a dessert. I love peanut butter and jelly, but these remind me of being a teacher. Not at my most previous teaching job, but the one before when I worked in the valley. Because my students would get these very often for breakfast. And if there were extra, then I would get one. And I remember the first time trying it being like, oh, this is probably like a gross like breakfast that the kids get. I was like, oh, this is really good. Like this is so yummy. Except it was peanut butter and grape jelly. But yeah, these are like nostalgic to me. They remind me of my third period class because that's when if there were extra, I would either like pick a number between 1 and 10, and whichever student got it right, I would give it to them, or we'd have a spinner wheel, or I would get the Uncrustable. So that was always like a fun thing. But I really like this page too. I'm just really happy with this space. And then this week I feel like I've written a lot neater this week. And what I'm doing is since there's no grid, I'm starting at the top of the like rectangle and just trying to follow this line as a guide instead of like starting in the middle or like this one's so wonky. I'm trying not to let it bother me. It's okay, but I like how much neater I'm writing this week. But at the end of each week, like on Sundays, I'm always excited to print out my pictures, and I just like how much easier decorating this book is. Like I don't have to fill as much space as I did with the A5 because now don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed doing that in like October. Like when like this was so much fun to print out these bigger pictures. But yeah, like I love these. But there were some weeks when I just didn't have as much to decorate with. And I was like, oh, I have this really big page to decorate. I'm trying to find, well, like I feel like I really struggled with this one. I struggled with this one too. I feel like I had to print out a background for these pictures, but it was fun for a while. Oh, this one is not great. This is just a lot easier to decorate. So I'm really enjoying being in here. In the back, I'm still working on my New Year's goals. I'm not like rushing it. I am also going to work on my 2025 reflection. And I also have an idea of having my daughter's pictures here like each month, like one picture for each month. And then my YouTube growth tracker. I thought this would be interesting to see at the end of the year how much I've grown or not grown. Like this isn't like tracking like to put pressure on myself like I need to reach this many subscribers by this amount of time. I just thought it would be interesting to see by the end of the year. So I do want to create a spread, a really simple spread for that. But yeah, love this book so far. I'm really happy about that. And finally, we have my everything, anything and everything journal that I write in throughout the day, every day. I have a Sequence A6 journal. I got a clear Midori cover, but this is not true A6 size because the cover was too big. So I I cut the bottom and taped it because I really wanted a clear cover. Stickers do not stick on this cover. I tried again, and I've had 3 of these, so stickers just don't stick. And I wanted to have a picture on here. So what I did is I printed out this picture. This is a painting by Sophie Tabor Arp. She's a Swiss painter. Well, she's no longer alive. But I have recreated like 4 or 5 of her paintings, maybe more actually. I love her artwork. It's like really special to me and just like speaks to me. I love abstract, non-representational art. And I've recreated this one. I love it. These paintings like make me happy. I have them around my house. I switched the picture in the front of the journal many times and I was like, what do I see all the time that makes me happy? And I was like, her artwork. I didn't really necessarily want a picture of like my daughter because then I would just have to cover it all the time for these videos. So I have an artwork here and I actually have a picture of a butterfly on the back, but I'm going to take this off. This I thought I was going to go with a more grungy vibe for this journal and you're going to see I changed quite a bit of this. And this is not it's not the vibe. More artsy. I like this way more. So you might remember in my last video that I changed the first few pages of this journal from like blue and silver to then like super colorful pink and red. And I had one day where I just was looking at these pages and I got so like irritated and I tore them out. I was like, I cannot. They were too much. They were like too crazy for the start of the book and they were irritating me. So I just printed out a very simple 2026 picture and covered up the pages where I tore off a bunch of stickers. So it's very different to my last video, what you saw. But I would look at that and I just wouldn't I didn't like it. I liked it initially and then I would keep looking at the first few pages because I flipped through this all the time and I was like, man, it's like too much. So this is very simple and I like it a lot. Okay, I might have to skip a few pages. Okay, I'm gonna have to skip some pages, but here I have a picture of my January TBR. Some of these pictures are gonna be repeats from my weeks, but I don't mind. Again, I have this album cover here. I think this song just was kind of like important to me this week. It just kind of like spoke to me. I have my week, not my week, my date stickers that I made. Instead of buying date stickers, I made my own and I just glue them. I didn't print them on sticker paper because this sticker paper is a different white to this paper, so I printed it on like regular copy paper and then I just glued them every day. And I used a burgundy pen this day and I just like the black, I think. Here I have some index stickers. I have an index. I do have an index key, but I took that off when I tore those pages. So I'm going to remake one and just put on like a sticky note. I have some smiley face stickers. This was kind of an emotional day, I remember. And so I was like, I'm just going to put smiley faces everywhere. Here I have a picture of the Battle of the Bastards. That episode is so good. Like, Just such a good episode. And then I have a quote that Sansa says. And I was going to fill something here and just didn't. So some of these pages are a little incomplete. I was trying something new this day. Did not continue doing this, but this was kind of fun to do. I'm always looking at like journal inspiration on Pinterest, and someone had a journal spread that was like this, like written in these sections and then blacked out around it. These like text bubbles, if you will. So I tried, and I mean, I remember this day. I remember like sitting and like filling this out, but this is not exactly me. But it was kind of fun. And then I had this sticker, so I just put it here. I played video games this day. I remember because I was sitting in between like games. I would do this. I really liked this picture I found on Pinterest, so I printed it out. And then this is like my DIY washi tape that's just on printer paper, and then I stick it. I found washi tape like this on Etsy that I really liked. I always try to make something first before buying, and I'm just not going to buy it. So, but I really liked it, so I just made my own like DIY washi tape. I woke up early this day. It's a 6:30. Yeah, I got to do some cleaning this day. Oh, I played Resident Evil. Um, I kept trying to destroy the boss in Resident Evil 3, and you don't have to. You just have to run away from him. And I spent like 2 hours trying to destroy him and learned that all I had to do was escape him. So that was funny. But here I have my date sticker again. I think this looks so cool. This was inspired by a journal spread again that I saw on Pinterest where someone had little square pictures and then they wrote around them. So I found these little pictures and I love the colors. Love I love how this looks. This was fun to like write around these little pictures. So I'm just like trying different journal spread ideas that I see on Pinterest or, think of myself, but just seeing what I like and would want to try again. And sometimes it's not successful, but I enjoyed this one a lot. Oh, I finished Brave New World this day. See, this is an example of one that I don't really like. This took up way too much of the page. Like I like this picture, but I think I redid this page like 3 times and it was all torn under here, so I just like covered it up. I played video games this day too. Went on a walk. Here's another idea that I found on Pinterest of like just putting like a color block. But this one was really large. And initially I liked it. And then I was like, man, that was a lot of the page that I covered up. So I like having just like a block of color, but I would make it so much smaller because that was quite a big piece of the paper to cover up. But I do like that my sticker's on the side of the square. And I'm just talking about what I did that day and I put the timestamps. I started to stress out about gluing or taping too many things to these pages and then bulking up. So I had a few days where I did not put any decorations, which is also fine. I have some index tabs here, something I'm grateful for, and then a prayer. I have, again, a picture of my ecosystem thumbnail because I really liked this picture and seeing all my journals. And then the 2 books that I finished. Unfortunately, like I said, I didn't really care for both of these, but I did read them, so I wanted to put them here. No pictures here. my top 5 books of 2025. This is when I decided to add an index sticker, which I don't think I've used so far, like since then, I don't think. But I added a blue one for just like my environment, like an observation, like not how I feel, not gratitude, just like what I see around me. But they started to kind of the index dots started to stress me out a little bit, so I haven't been using them too much. Oh, and then a chartreuse one for like sweet things that my husband tells me. Oh, and I started to number my pages because I would like to know within a month how many pages I'm using. That way I can see how long this book's going to last me. I just have this like star glittery sticker in the center or picture. Here I tried to do that same idea again of like little square pictures, but I think these were just too dark. Like I still like this, but I think having lighter pictures works a little bit better. And it just needed something, so I added a bunch of star stickers, my little tiny ones that I really like. I was having a really good day. I was writing just how grateful I am. Here is when I started to do something new. I started to add stickers, not pictures, not just index dots, but like very aesthetic looking stickers that I found on Pinterest. And I love these two stickers. I like how they look together. I like how they break up the page without filling too much of the space. Like they just, this made me, this is like, uh, this is like a serotonin boost for me, this page. I really like these two stickers. And then I went crazy and found a bunch of stickers on Pinterest and printed them all out. Like a bunch of them. It was just so much fun. It was like online shopping, but free. Like I just printed out a bunch of like collage pages that people have made on Pinterest, printed them out, and I just kind of leave them like this. I don't cut them because then I think they're just a little too small in this bag. But whenever I use them, I cut them out. Just making a mess. I'll share like a few of them. I love all these swans. That tiger. And I'll just, oh, I have another one of those. I have another sun. Some of these are like artwork that someone has created. I love this coffee guy. Some of these are going to be repeats because they're like, I love them. Here's the coffee. Oh no, this is a different coffee guy. Oh, this looks like the same artist though. I didn't realize that until right now. These two I really like. This guy is so cute. A lot of coffee, a lot of suns. Now, some of these I don't really like. I won't use this one or this one. That sounds so creepy. But they were just like a part of the collage, so I just printed them out. But sometimes I would just find individual ones and then create my own like collage page. I like this frog with the jacket. These I'll probably cut out instead of the whole like rectangle. This is one of my favorite ones, this like lucky patch. I printed out a few of these because I'm going to be reusing this a lot. And I just really like this because like stickers are not a cheap uh stationary thing. They aren't. And they can also be kind of hard to find. So I just like finding a sticker sheet that has stickers that I really like, all of them, and that I would want to pay for is difficult. And I just don't buy sticker sheets really, so I really like that I can just like make my own and then I just use glue. It's so much cheaper and it's like fun, and I don't have to worry about like, oh, I used this sticker, so I can, it's gone now. I'd have to buy a whole sticker sheet to get the sticker again. I like printing my own stickers. It's cheaper. My ink is like so incredibly cheap because I refill it myself. I can use as many as I want, so I don't have to like save stickers because that's another thing that I do. I'll like never use a sticker because I'm saving it for the perfect page. And it's just fun. It's fun to like find stickers and know that it's like basically free. I like this guy. Oh, and this fish on the bike. So I've been having a really good time printing out stickers. So this has been fun finding stickers and printing them out. Like I said, it's like it literally feels like online shopping, but like not because it's free. So this is where it started on the 12th. And I see myself reprinting both of these because I really like them a lot. This is a very like neutral sticker page. I like this one too. The only thing is that stick glue does warp a page, so my pages are bulking, but I just think it's inevitable. It's gonna happen. I'm trying to just be okay with it. This says I'm grateful for everything I have, everything I know, everything I am. I like that too. Oh, I was up since 4 a.m. Oh, this was a tiring day. I could not fall asleep. And sometimes my writing will get pretty messy, but it'll be because I'm like holding my daughter and trying to write and she'll like move me. So I think it's kind of cute. Like I know that I was holding her cuz this is really messy. I like these little guys, but I wish I printed them smaller. I especially like these two, but they're fun. We watched The Lobster. That was a really weird movie. It's like a dystopian movie. It was very strange. Oh, I had another rough night where I couldn't sleep. And I found 3 cookie recipes. This was really this was fun. I was just like laying on the floor for a few days. For these like 3 days, I laid on the floor in the living room instead of like being at my desk and found stickers, found recipes. I want to make some cookies today from the recipes that I found. This was yesterday. I love these 2 stickers. This like pour over pot and this zodiac sticker. I I like this. This was a really good day yesterday. I organized, I cleaned, I moved things around in the living room. Yeah, this is another serotonin boost. I really this was a really good day. Ah, here's the sticker. See, it just looks so cute. And it's like a patch, so it has that like I mean not literal texture, but implied texture. Yeah, this is definitely a sticker you're going to see quite a bit. In some of my previous journals, I would put a wishbone for days when I felt very like lucky, blessed. Like I would put a wishbone to kind of signify that. And I mean, I always feel blessed, but I think this has kind of replaced the wishbone for me, this lucky sticker. And this cat on the couch. Like I like how these two look together. It's fun to find stickers that don't necessarily like match like they're not from the same artist or from the same subject, but they look good together. That's been fun to try to like figure out. And some days I'm more successful than others. Like this one, I like this one more than this one. I think the colors in this one kind of threw me off, but like I think this is an example of stickers that don't necessarily look as good together as like these. But these were not a part of the same collage. Like I found these and just knew that they're all neutral. They're going to look good together. And I like how these two look together and they're so different. But this is definitely me in my swivel chair drinking coffee. But this is what I've been doing. Still printing pictures, but I skipped the pages that have pictures. They're mostly of my daughter. And what I'll do is I'll have two blank pages, and I'll put her pictures, and I just don't write on those pages so that I can very easily skip them. But this book is bulking quite a bit. We're not even 1 month in, and it is bulking. So I don't know how this is going to look at the end of 2 months. And I have to say, this is A6, which is small, but this is kind of a brick. So I don't know. We're going to have to see. We're going to have to see how heavy this gets, like in the next few months, and how much it bulks. If it like is so bulky that it's hard to write, then I'll have to switch books. But I'm trying not to let that stop me from sticking things in, because that's the point of this book, is to just like have fun with it. I do wish it was not bulking as much as it is, but that's okay. But those are the journals I wanted to talk about and kind of update you on, and my like stickers that I've been finding, having a lot of fun with. So I'm still in my weeks. My anything and everything journal is I love it. And I started a new 5-year journal, and I'm so happy to have this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
I can be stubborn, thinking I'm right. I can be late, cause I'm taking my time. I can be driven, ambitious, your best friend.